Driving out of Clements, his sponsors, Auto House Auto Body and Paint, Lodi Backhoe and Dump Truck, with special thanks to Dastardly Dan Dabbs. It's the number 1 street stock of Johnny Burnt. Driving out of Antietam in the 76 Camaro. He was 3rd last week in the main. 9th in points in 98 after missing 8 races. His sponsors, Smart and Final Food Distributors, Acampo Ag Service, U.S. Food Service, Accent Carpets, Brandon Tire, Annie Mary, and Hilton's Electric. It's the number 38 car of Joe Dutton. Next up, driving out of Banta, in the number 13 car, a nice hand for Matt Borges. And finally, on the inside pole, driving out of Lodi, his sponsors, Brandon Tire, Meeks Building Center, G&S Design, Lodi Avenue Liquors, Motor by BJ McDonald, Kevin Wall, with thanks to Dave Davis, Heads by Steve, and Galswick Racing. A nice hand for the lady killer, number 57, Mike Garcia! And here they go, green! And they're 3 wide down the home stretch. Garcia will battle with Borges down the backstretch now. Hilton in the 3rd spot. Borges will take the lead as they go into turn 3, and now Garcia gets a little squirrely and some problems. He'll let the traffic go by. Once again, they're 3 wide down the home stretch, and it's Borges leads them down the back now. Hilton 2nd, Carrillo 3rd, and Garcia is now off the pace. Carrillo in the 3rd spot. Then it's Crawford and Treadway as they bump a little bit. And single file, they'll come down the backstretch now. Crawford and Chappell will battle it out. Into turn 3 they go. They're 2 wide. Here comes Borges. Carrillo now in the 3rd spot, followed by Treadway 4th and Crawford 5th and Chappell, then Burnt, then Hammond. And lap number 4 is in the books. Hilton now giving chase. Hilton right on the bumper of Banta, or Borges rather. He pushes. And Borges will take him down the backstretch. Then Hilton, Carrillo, Treadway, Crawford, Chappell, then Burt, Hammond, Albiani, Garcia, and Hayflick. And 6 laps are down. Hilton gives him a little shove in turn 2. He says, "Get out of my way." Borges will lead him into turn 3 and 4. The car of Hilton gets a little squirrely there, but he regains control. Single file, they go down the backstretch. Hilton once again gives a little shove from behind, almost loses control. And now Treadway finds himself 3rd, ahead of Carrillo 4th, then Chappell and Crawford. Now Treadway beginning to make a move for 2nd. And that's going to diminish any hopes right there for Treadway. Now Chappell beginning to gain some ground. Our leader begins to pull away, lap number 10. And we will be under caution, lap number 10, with a spin in front of the grandstands by your 1998 champion and current points leader, Kerry Treadway, who will find himself with a completely different perspective, something that perhaps he's not accustomed to. He'll watch this race from the back and try to make up some ground. Hilton will become your leader on lap number 10 as he takes him down the backstretch. Chappell making a move to the outside of Borges. And Chappell will now take over the 2nd spot as they come by the grandstands. It's Hilton, Chappell, Borges and Carollo, then Crawford. Single file, down the backstretch they come. Hilton, Chapel giving chase. Borges as well. Carollo falls into the 4th spot. Crawford is 5th. Then Johnny Burnt. 12 laps now complete. And Chapel says, I can win this. I gotta get by Hilton. They come by to complete lap number 13 now. 12 to go. 12 laps to go. And now Chapel tries to get to the inside of Hilton. He can't. Hilton down the backstretch into turn number 3 now. Chapel will try to dive down low to make his move. And he gains some ground. He's right on the tail of Hilton now. 15 in the books. Chapel trying to make a move. He kicks up some dirt on the infield. He can't get by Hilton. $16 down, 9 to go. 9 laps to go for Scott Chapel. It's Hilton, Chapel, Borges, Crawford, and Carollo. Then Burnt and Treadway. Treadway beginning to make his move back to the top 5 now. Hilton down the backstretch. Treadway gets by Burnt. Not for long. Next time by, 20 laps down, 5 to go. 19 laps, 6 to go. Hilton, your leader, Chapel. Then it's Borges and Crawford now in the 4th spot. Crawford gets by Carollo. Then Treadway, Burnt, and Hammond. Now we mark 20 laps. 20 laps down, 5 to go. Chapel needs to make a move. Chapel's got to make his move now. Can he catch Joe Hilton? Here they come into turn 4. And time is running out for Scott Chapel. And we'll take him into turn number 3 now. He's got just 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go for your leader, Joe Hilton. Treadway still trying to get by Carollo. If he does, he'll make the top 5. And 23 laps are in the book, baby. There's Chapel making a move to the inside. Can't do it. Now Chapel using the slingshot move. He gains a little ground on lap 23. There's the white flag. Albiani leaves the race. Lap 24. Here comes Chapel now. Chapel trailing Hilton down the backstretch. Into turn 3 they come. Chapel will dive down low. He'll try to make a race of it as Hilton comes by to win. Your winner, Joe Hilton. What a great finish. Now as he comes by, I want to hear you folks cheer him on. The winner, number 38, Joe Hilton. The 2nd spot going to the number 15 car of Scott Chapel. 3rd going to the number 13 car of Mark Borges. And the 4th spot going to Grandpa Jerry Crawford. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is in fact time for our Ligorio Communications 50 for the late model sportsman. Time to meet our drivers. First of all, driving out of Stockton, he drove 3 years street stock here at 99 Altamont and Anderson. It sponsors Henry's Cocktail, with special thanks to Rigetti Enterprises for all the help with the engine tonight. Number 51, Brian Griffiths. Next up, driving out of Stockton, his sponsors: B&D Concrete, Ligorio Communications, Anderson Concrete Pumping, Reynoso Concrete, Teltac, Rebco Towing, Delta Body and Paint, with special thanks to Ron Gross Racing. How about a nice hand for number 4, Buzz DeVore? Next up, driving out of Harold, his sponsors: Williams Tank Lines, Fenley Body and Paint, CBX, Eldorado Liquors, Woolsey Oil, Nesco Equipment and Supply, Ligorio Communications, and Reynoso Construction. A nice hand for number 34, Mark Youngrod. Driving out of Woodbridge in the Monte Carlo, sponsored by Mueller Electric, Merlin Graphics Screen Printing, Schwartz Ford and Giannotti Accountancy Corporation, Giant Disc Tire Centers Inc., Turner Road 76 Shortstop, Team Up, with special thanks to wife Holly and pit crew Dennis, Mike, Tom, Pete, and Harlan. A nice hand for number 15, Mike Mueller. Next up, he last raced in 1993. This is his first year back, 1999. His sponsors: Sonora Transmission, CBX Clutch Brake Exchange, with Peter Veary Attorney, and special thanks to Bob and Shirley Hernandez. A nice hand for number 29, Steve Hernandez. Next up, driving out of Modesto in the Oldsmobile Cutlass, sponsored by A&B Truck Parts and VPB Racing. Here's a nice hand for number 17, Paul Beatty. Next up, driving out of Auburn, his sponsors: Cook's Auto Body, Standox Paint. A nice hand for number 18, Bob Wood. Driving out of Manteca, his sponsors: Frank's One Stop Food Marts, Farmers Blacksmith and Welding, Reynoso Concrete, Uncle Frank's Grill, Manteca Recycling, Performance Machine, Finish Line Racing Equipment, and Mountain Valley Express. A nice hand for the winner of our Subway Sandwich Trophy Dash this evening, number 90, Ron Stromiska Jr. Next up, driving out of Modesto, his sponsors: Bob's Body Shop, Esco Tractor Parts and Sale, All-American Powder Coating of West Sac, Monogram Magic of Manteca, Paletto Almonds, California Hotwood, Motor by Earl, Corky's Tractor World, Ag Signs, Modesto Roofing. Ladies and gentlemen, last week you saw him win his first tri-track event, his 63rd career win at the Stockton 99 Speedway. A nice hand for hard-charging Harry Bolado! Next up, he was last year's most improved driver. His sponsors: Van Ruler Water Truck Rentals, A1 Glass Company, Signature Sign and Graphics, Ruse Ranches of Ripon, AC Welding and Auto Repair, Central Wholesale, B&R Automotive, and Pasma Brothers Garage of Ripon. A nice hand. You know him as the Ripon Rocket. It's number 28, John Goswick! Also wanted to mention that today is John Goswick's 30th, his wife's 30th birthday. Happy birthday, Kathy. Happy 30th birthday. Me too. Next up, driving out of Modesto, his sponsors: Car Motorsports, Esco Cat Repair, California Hotwood, Cruise and Lucas Paint, Valley Brew of Stockton, Paint by Greg Paul, Monogram Magic, All-American Powder Coating, Steve Boletto Racing, Modesto Roofing, Motor by Earl, Boletto Almonds. It's number 72, Jeff Boletto! And now, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very special introduction here. This is the number 12 Humane Society charity car from the NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour. The idea behind this car is that the team operates entirely for charity. The drivers, crew members, and car owners donate all of the required time, effort, and equipment in order to the net earnings of the team being donated to Northern and Central California animal shelters. The driver this evening, Steve Boletto! Next up, driving out of Modesto, he drives the Boleto Motorsports Miller Lite number 12 car, Brian Smith. Next up, driving out of Series, his sponsors, Pabco Gypsum, Praxair, Ligorio Communications, Paul Oil, and Yo Quiero Victory Taco Bell. A nice hand for Mike Ledbetter. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, driving out of Stockton, his sponsor, B&G Motorsports, on the inside pole, it's number 44J, John Graham. Drivers, start those engines! Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this will be our featured main event for the late model sportsman. A 50-lap main event sponsored by Ligorio Communications, the clear voice, the clear choice. There they go to the acceleration line, and we're green. And Graham will be your leader down the backstretch. Graham in the 44J. He's being challenged right off the bat by the 51 of Griffiths. Problems for the 12. Brian Smith right in front of the grandstands. And so we will go to caution. A very careless move in turn number 2 will bring out the caution flag on lap number 3. Your leader, John Graham, 44. John Graham of Stockton, the second spot currently held by the 28 of Galswick. Then it's the 90 of Stremiska Jr., followed by the 12 of Steve Boleto. Quickly, how many folks would like to see John Galswick win this race? How about Ron Stremiska Jr.? How about Harry Boleto? And here we go, back to green. Now Galswick makes his move to the lead, and he'll take it from Graham. And Stremiska Jr. will try to get by. He swaps speed with Graham and takes over the second spot. Steve Boleto third, Harry Boleto now fourth, and Graham fifth. Galswick, Stremiska Jr., and Boleto. And problems for the Youngblood 34 car in front of the grandstands, and that will bring out the caution lap number 8. And so a spin for Mark Youngblood in the 34 on lap number 8 brings out the caution. Your leader is Galswick. Stremiska Jr. second. Then, believe it or not, Boleto. That's your top, sorry. Record stuck there. And there's a green flag. And so right off the bat on the restart, problems for number 18, Bob Wood of Auburn. Bob will have a view from the back of the pack now. Pick your leader, followed by Stramiska Jr. Then Boletto. And here they come at you. Stramiska Jr. bumps Boletto in turn 2, holds on to the second spot. Here they come by the grandstands. Galswick, your leader. It's Galswick, Stramiska Jr., and Boletto. Then it's Buzz DeVore. Ledbetter now takes over the 7th spot in front of Buzz DeVore. There's Graham, Griffiths, Mueller, Youngblood, Hernandez. Galswick coming by the grandstands as your leader to complete lap number 15. He's chased by Stramiska Jr., then Harry Boletto, Steve Boletto, and Jeff Boletto. Lap number 18 is history. Galswick, your leader. Beginning to open up some distance between he and Stramiska Jr. The 3rd spot is Harry Boletto, followed by Steve and then Jeff Boletto. Now Harry Boletto begins to gain some ground on Stramiska Jr. in the 3rd spot. Right on the tail of Stramiska Jr. Hard charging Harry beginning to make his move now. Galswick with the lead. Lap number 22. And so now Galswick begins to catch up with the traffic. He'll lap the Hernandez 29 car. He'll shoot for the Bob Wood car of 18. Stramiska Jr., Harry Boletto giving chase. Now hard charging here, he finds himself right on the rear end of Stramiska Jr. We're at the halfway mark, 26 laps now complete. Now, all problems in turn number 1. And so, a problem for Ron Stremiska Jr. as he's tapped from behind by Harry Boletto, lap number 28. Boletto tried to duck down low, caught the back quarter panel of the 90 car. And we dropped the green. And Goswick will lead him down the backstretch. Problems for Youngblood, Griffiths, and the 17 of Beatty. And now Youngblood spins in front of the pack. Oh, and he'll take out the Beatty 17 car and the 74 Boletto car. Youngblood's in problems there. Don't know whether that car is pushing out due to the suspension, but couldn't hold the tread between 3 and 4, and in so doing and spinning takes out the front right quarter panel of the Paul Beatty 17 car. As you see, it clearly looks like a Grand Am at this point. And here we go! And they bunch up down the backstretch. Problems once again at down the backstretch. And they bunch up down the backstretch. Problems once again at down the backstretch. And so an incident down the backstretch involving the 29 of Hernandez, the 18 of Wood, who's seen nothing but trouble this evening. And I believe that's the 61 car of Michael Ledbetter. 15 also saw quite a bit of damage. That's Mike Mueller. Either that or that's some sort of aerodynamic thing I've never seen. Mueller will make a pit stop if he can see his way in. And now the 90 of Stremiska Jr. will jump in. That can't be good. Hernandez looks like he lost some luggage. And we are under caution, lap number 30 on our way to 50. Looks like we're set to go back to green. And here they come. And Boletto immediately makes his move. He's challenging Goswick for the lead. Down the backstretch they come. Boletto on the inside. Goswick on the outside. Here comes Goswick. And Goswick fights him off on lap number 31. Boletto second, Boletto third. DeVore now in the fourth spot. Then Graham and Harry Boletto. There's the Youngblood car. It'll make a trip to the pits. They come by, complete lap number 32. Goswick is still your leader. It's Goswick, Boletto, DeVore, Graham, Boletto. It looks like Youngblood is done for the night, which may not be the worst thing for him. 35 laps complete, 15 to go. 15 laps to go. And now the Boletto brothers begin to make their move. Goswick, Steve, then Jeff Boletto. Now Harry into the mix. He's fourth. And they combine a complete lap number 38. Goswick, Boletto, DeVore, Graham, Stramiska Jr. now. In turn number 3 involving the 12 of Brian Smith and the 51 of Griffiths. And that will pose some problems for the field as they race back to the yellow. Here comes Mueller. He'll come by, no problem. Mueller's already had enough problems. He'll get by there okay. And back to the yellow now he comes. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, a whole different race with just 9 laps left. Goswick still your leader in the second spot. From out of nowhere, Harry Boletto, third. Third will be the number 12 of Steve Boletto in the Humane Society car. Fourth will be Jeff Boletto, 72. There's the fifth spot, Buzz DeVore. Sixth, Sean Graham. Seventh, Ron Stramiska Jr. And here they go! Now, Harry making a move to the inside on Goswick down the backstretch. Boletto on the inside on turn number 3. Boletto will take the lead on lap number 41. But Goswick won't give up. Goswick's high in turn number 1. Harry leads him down the backstretch now. It's Boletto, Goswick, Boletto, DeVore, Stramiska Jr. Seven laps remain, fans. 7 laps. And if hard-charging Harry can hold off, this will be his 64th career win at the Stockton 99 Speedway. 4 laps to go, 4 to go. And now Harry begins to pull away from the field. Lap number 47 is now in the books. 3 laps to go. And the next time by, your leader will take the white flag. We'll have 1 lap remaining. 1 lap to go. Ladies and gentlemen, as he comes by the grandstands, you are here on a great night. This is the 64th career win for Harry Barletto. Ladies and gentlemen, sponsors, Bob's Body Shop, Esco Tractor Parts and Sales, All-American Powder Coating of West Sacramento, Monogram Magic of Manteca, Barletto Almonds, California Hotwood, Motor by Earl, Corky's Tractor World, Ag Signs, Modesto Roofing. Ladies and gentlemen, his 64th career win, which puts him second now in front of Dan Reed, and just 7 wins behind the all-time leader, Kenny Boyd. A nice hand for number 74, hard charging Harry Barletto. Quite a 2 weeks for Harry. He won his first tri-track event here last week. Harry. Hey, Harry, you the man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just about set for 30 laps with the Pure Stock division. This promises to be one of the best races of the evening, as always. And here they go! Jr. with the lead. He'll take him down the backstretch. He's followed by Silva in the 13 car. Problems for Chris Mays. He's off the pace. And another tire on the track. This could be a problem. That is the tire from the 19J car. And it's doing a little, I don't know, I think that's West Coast swing. So a problem for the 19J car of Jeff Lovelace. Going to be a little difficult for him to finish with just the 3 wheels. And so we are under caution, lap number 3. And ladies and gentlemen, while I have your attention, I have up here, if I could have your attention for a second, I have up here a top 10 list. This is the top 10 signs that you're at a NASCAR funeral. Okay, you with me? The top 10 signs that you're at a NASCAR funeral. Number 10, the casket features an exact replica of the GM Goodwrench paint scheme. Number 9. The deceased is referred to as being out of provisionals. Number 8. Heart-stirring eulogy delivered by Dr. Jerry Punch. Number 7. Amazing Grace is performed by a 9-year-old girl from Bristol, Tennessee. Number 6. Only the first 43 cars are allowed in the procession. Number 5. The hearse is referred to as the pace car. Number 4. The procession weaves back and forth to keep heat in the tires. Number 3, cars caught speeding leaving the church have to go to the rear of the procession. Number 2, first-time mourners have an orange stripe on the trunk of their cars. And the number 1 sign, you're at a NASCAR funeral, no coolers over 14 inches are allowed in the chapel. Thank you. Anderson Jr. will hold on to the lead, followed by Silva. Hahn is bumped in turn 2. Jason White now chops into the 3rd spot. Hahn 4th, Bolin 5th. The rest of the pack looks like this. Soyseth, Doug Lean, Mike Robinson, Joe Stearns, Guy Gabor, Brian Clark, Danny Gabor, Aaron Schenkel, John Medina, Ron McCall, Orville Dahl, Johnny Bird, Jeff All, and Chris Mays. And so 6 now in the books. Anderson driving the wheels off that car. Anderson Jr. followed by Albert Silva. Then Jason White is 3rd. White now trying to push Silva out of the way. He says move it or lose it. And now Jason White will drop down low to try to get by Silva. And they swap some paint. Jason White manages the car perfectly, but loses 2 spots. So now Silva in the 2nd spot. Doug Lane beginning to make a move now. Doug Lane will try to get to the inside on Silva. Can't do it on lap 9. It's Anderson Jr., Silva, Lane, Jason White, Tracy Bolin, Kerry Hahn, Mike Soyseth. 10 in the books, a third of the way down. And so they begin to mix it up in the back of the pack now. Danny Gabor beginning to make his move. Guy Gabor down the inside. Problems for Robinson. He almost scrapes the wall in 3 rather. And now they start to get a little ugly up front. Anderson Jr. running away with it. Silva 2nd, Lane 3rd, White 4th, Hahn 5th, Bolin 6th, Gabor 7th. Gabor dropping down low now, trying to make his move. And problems for the 13 car of All. He spins between 1 and 2. And he cuts right in front of the leader, Anderson. And now it is the blue 13, the 2nd spot, not the yellow and green. And so it's Anderson Jr., Silva, Lane, Jason White, Kerry Hahn, Tracy Bolin, Danny Gabor, and then Guy Gabor. Anderson Jr. driving that car like he stole it. He completes lap number 16. We'll have 14 to go now. 14 laps left. Here comes your leader, Anderson Jr. Doug Lane doing his best to try to get by the 13 car. Problems in turn 2 for Bolin in the 11. And that'll cause problems for Orville Dahl in the 4. Dahl had no choice. Robinson spins in front of the grandstands prior to crossing the stripe for the yellow. And so they begin to mix it up there down the backstretch now. They check up in the chute between 3 and 4. Anderson Jr. crosses. Lap 19 is complete. They begin to get squirrely. 3 wide into turn number 2 now. Interesting move for Jason Wyatt. He takes the infield, and that actually slows him down just a little bit. So, it's Anderson Jr., it's Silva, Doug Lane, and now in the 4th spot, it's Danny Gabor in the 97. Soyseth, problems, he'll visit the pits. And Doug Lane and Danny Gabor battle it out down the backstretch for the 3rd spot. And Gabor gives Silva a little tap. .24 laps in the book, 6 to go now. Pete Anderson Jr. begins to drive away with it. The battle now is for 2nd. And it's Doug Lane in the 2nd spot, challenged by Danny Gabor. Silva begins to drop back now. Doug Lane 2nd, Danny Gabor 3rd. Joe Stearns now in the 4th spot, 37. Three laps to go, 3 to go. Chris Mays visits the pits, lap 28. And here comes your white flag for 1 lap to go. And we will have a checkered yellow for our winner, Pete Anderson Jr. And so, under caution, a checkered yellow for our winner. Gentleman whose car was just faster than everybody else tonight, number 5, Pete Anderson Jr. Anderson Jr. sponsored by Anderson Racing, Mike's Tire, and Randy's Race Palace. Second place going to the 28 car of Doug Lane. The third spot going to the 97 of Danny Gabor. And fourth going to the 37 car of Joe Stearns. And race fans, don't forget, next week the Ultra Wheel Spec Trucks return to make their final Stockton 99 appearance, along with the Grand Ams, the Street Stocks, and the Pure Stocks. Make your plans right now to spend part of your Labor Day weekend with us for the final leg of the Tri-Holiday Classic, the Budweiser Tri-Holiday Classic, sponsored by Budweiser. 100-lap event will take place Saturday, September the 4th. Steve Bolletto leads the Tri-Holiday standings over Bernie Lamar with John Wood and Harry Bolletto within striking distance. And also make your plans right now to join us September the 25th for the Napa Auto Parts Night right here at the 99 Speedway, which will feature 5 different divisions of racing: late models, Grand Ams, BCRA midgets, the Legends, and the Street Stocks, as well as our Powder Puff race and our fireworks show. Once again, thank you to the sponsor of our late model featured event this evening, Ligorio Communications, the sponsor of the Ligorio Communications 50. Ligorio Communications, the clear voice, the clear choice. Our pace car provided by the Right Place of Acura of Stockton. Our invocation this evening given by Bruce Cunningham. Tonight's national anthem was sung by Mike Murphy, representing the Christian Life Center. And thank you to our trophy girl this evening, Jennifer Collins. Our Pure Stock sponsorship provided by Charterway Recyclers of Stockton. Our track sweeper provided by Garton Tractor of Turlock. Our officials communication system provided by Ligorio Communications of Manteca. Our ambulance service provided by those kind folks, A1 Ambulance of Stockton. Trackside towing provided by Toolberg Towing, Wilson Way Towing, Pacific Towing, all of Stockton, plus Manteca Tow. Special recognition going out to all of the fine sponsors who make this great racing available to us. R.J. Reynolds Tobacco in the Winston Racing Series. Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers. Wix Oil Filters, I.B. Benedict Auto Parts, Craftsman Tools, Napa Auto Parts, Subway Sandwiches, Pick and Pull, and Shell Oil, presented by Paul Oil Company. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the staff and management of the Stockton 99 Speedway, I'll remind you, please drive carefully when exiting the parking lot. We are having some construction done out there. We're putting a new well in, and we'd appreciate if you'd be very careful when driving through the parking lot. And once again, on behalf of the staff and management of the Stockton 99 Speedway, I am your track announcer, Lou Gazicki, saying, get out, everybody.
Baddest man that you ever seen. I'm a woman wishing a young woman's dream. Who do you know?